What's going on, friends and family? I am your host, Terrence Manning. This is My Thoughts Uncut. Welcome back. We're going to be talking about Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders, yet again, is doing his tour. He has a book coming out, so of course, he's doing a tour and he's going to different media platforms. This platform he's on is CBS, and then he also went to The View. So we're going to cover both of those interviews and hear the same thing he's been saying since he was probably 17 years old. Let's take a look.
Government shutdown, and both sides are dug in. Democrats are demanding action on health care before they vote to reopen the government. On Saturday, millions of Americans, meanwhile, filled the streets in thousands of cities and towns for the No Kings protest against President Trump and his administration. Independent Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont told protesters in Washington that mega billionaires are hijacking, in his words, America's democracy. That's the message of his new book, Fight Oligarchy, inspired by a nationwide tour earlier this year. And the senator joins me right now. Senator, thank you very much for being here.
Thanks very much, Alan.
A lot of advisors say oligarchy is a technical, abstract term. You shouldn't use it, but you make the case for it. I want to get to the book, but first, on the shutdown, Senator Thune has said, Leader Thune over in the Senate has said the health care issues will come to a vote if Democrats reopen the government first. He can't guarantee the outcome, but you'll get the vote. Why isn't that no good?
I'll tell you why it's no good. Right now, as I think everybody knows, our current healthcare system is broken. It's dysfunctional. We spend twice as much per person as the people of any other country. 85 million uninsured. We don't have enough doctors, nurses, dentists, et cetera. It's a broken system. What Trump did in his big, beautiful bill is to throw 15 million low-income and working-class people off the health care they currently have by massive cuts in Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act. You know what studies show, guys? Let's talk about this. Studies show that when you throw 15 million low-income and working-class people off health care, 50,000 people a year will die unnecessarily. They don't have the money to go.
What is he? Can someone ask him where's he getting his information from? What data? Like, what he always says, the data shows. What data? Cite your sources. If you're gonna go on these interviews, you should cite your sources. Just making up numbers, and then why is it always a round number? 50,000. Is he rounding up? Is he rounding down? Like, and then he's blaming Trump. Trump actually had the he lowered pharmaceuticals from charging us so much money. He's fighting against that. So I don't know what he's talking about. He just says stuff like it's the same thing with this guy.
With doctor, they have a chronic illness. They will die. And then on top of that, all over the country, in my state of Vermont, all over the country, people right now are receiving notices from their insurance companies. Their premiums are going to go up by 20%, by double.
So open the government and vote on it. Make the case.
Really? Yeah, make the case,
no.
bro.
And let 50,000 people die if Trump vetoes the...
You heard how quickly he said nope. See, he's like, no, he don't want, he wants the government to be shut down. He has a tour to do. He's selling his book, guys. So if the government shut down, he can continuously go on tour for this book and go on more media platforms and promote his book like he's doing now.
Legislation, if the House doesn't deal with the legislation, you know what's going on right now in the House? The Speaker of the House, Mr. Johnson, has given his people a 5-week vacation. They're not even in Washington, D.C. Before I vote on a bill that will right now allow 50,000 people to die unnecessarily, I want it absolutely clear that that will not happen, period.
But meantime, you could have the president.
So he says Mike Johnson, who was the Speaker of the House, gave his employees a 5-week vacation. The House has already passed the bill. Next is the Senate. It's the Senate that's holding it up. Why? Because 53 representatives of Republican are in the Senate. The other 47 are Democrats. You need 60 votes. So the Democrats are all saying no. All 47 of them are saying no. So they are holding the government and its employees and everyone that's suffering hostage. That is the truth.
is saying that the shutdown's a chance for Republicans to cut programs left and right that they don't like, that you like. So how long are you willing to let this ride for losses?
Look, I cannot allow, in good conscience, 50,000 people a year to die unnecessarily, and in my state and all over this country. Healthcare premiums. You think you're paying enough out there right now? Look at doubling premiums for 20 million people, sometimes tripling, quadrupling.
So you
But
don't
how
think
do
you
we
can
get
win a
out
vote?
of this with both sides blaming the other? Still, nobody's talking.
Yeah, they're
I
just
think
pointing the finger.
I think that's what's so frustrating to the people, because everybody who's making the decisions, they're still getting paid, while the employees
Exactly.
and workers are going without. Somebody has got to say, get together and.
Well, it might help, Gail, if the
talk.
House of Representatives brought their people back. They're on the.
Hey, listen to how he says Gail's name. He said it with bass, like he was upset that she asked that question. Like, hey, whoa, why are you asking follow-up questions?
The workers are going without. Somebody has got to say, get together and.
Well, it might help, Gail, if the House of Representatives brought their people back. They're on vacation right now.
Again,
Pretty hard to
it's
negotiate
not the House of
with people
Representatives.
who are.
It's the Senate. He keeps saying the House of Representatives. He's in Congress. Why is he saying the wrong thing?
on vacation. And I think just to talk a little bit about the Senate process. Now, in the House, majority rules. In the Senate, you need 60 votes.
Right.
Republicans have 53.
53.
They need to negotiate. You know,
Stop holding them hostage.
Zero. Our way or the highway. Unprecedented.
Can we?
You see, he says our way, the highway. That's actually what the Democrats are doing in the Senate. It's either their way or the highway, which they're supposed to. All right, let's just pass this bill. Let's have a continuation, and then we can spend 7 weeks on trying to negotiate something for healthcare. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to find something that they agree on, but they're not going to agree on giving 1.5 trillion to illegal immigrants. That doesn't make. Why would we want to pay for that?
Talk about the No Kings protest this
Sure.
weekend. How do you translate
dumbest
all that
protest.
passion into action, into votes?
Great question. And that is exactly what we're working on. We are right now working to help thousands and thousands of people begin the process of running for office, maybe for the state legislature, city council, for school board, getting people involved in the political process. It's something we are doing right now. We are supporting great candidates all over this country. I think the American people are sick and tired. And by the way, getting back to the shutdown, let's put this on the line. Why did Trump and his friends throw 15 million people off of health care and double premiums? You know why? To give $1 trillion in tax breaks to Elon Musk, Mr. Bezos, and the billionaire class. Anyone in America?
You know he was going to blame the billionaires. He always blaming the billionaires. He's always blaming Elon and Jeff Bezos and Trump's other billionaire friends. You know what? Both parties have billionaire donators. Yeah, he knows that. He didn't say anything when Musk was a Democrat and Musk was talking to Obama about Tesla and how he's building it back then. He didn't say anything about Jeff Bezos actually donating money to Obama. He donated about $100 million to Obama's foundation. So I'm not sure. And I believe for climate change too, Jeff Bezos donated for. So was it okay then? Not okay then? Oh, only when it's for the Democrats. Okay. And then he claims he's independent. He's not independent. He just says he's independent for, I guess, to look good. I'm not sure. He's trying to fight the revolution. I don't know.
I think that makes sense. Not me.
Now, let's get back to one of the major themes of this book. You talk about the Democratic Party and how they have, quote, turned its back on the needs and suffering of the American working class. So what do we need to do moving forward? What does the Democratic Party need to do moving forward?
Well, that's what we're doing right now. What the Democratic Party has got to do is make a very simple decision. I do not believe that most working class people who voted for Trump said, boy, I want to give $1 trillion in tax breaks to the 1%. And they didn't vote to say, let's throw 15 million people, including many of us, off of the health care they had. They voted because they did not see a strong alternative. Here's the reality.
But
over
Senator,
the last 52 years, real inflation adjusted for wages for the average American worker have not gone up. They have declined.
PolitiFact says that's untrue. They say it's gone up 11%.
No, PolitiFact is I stand by what we said 52
okay.
years ago.
Oh, he gave him
Compared
pushback
to
again.
today, real
Oh.
weekly inflation accounted for wages are low. But just think, all of the increases in worker productivity, right? All of the technology, working class in this country is going nowhere. And in all likelihood, our kids will have a lower standard of living than we
So
do.
why are Democrats, just put a fine point on it, right? 2 out of 3 Americans have an unfavorable view of the party that you caucus with.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Okay, I'll tell you.
Why do they not like you and trust you right now?
Well, I think independents are a different story than Democrats. But right now,
You're
I
not
think
independent,
the answer
bro.
is people looking around them. Can they afford health care? No. What have the Democrats thought about that? Not a whole lot. Can the kids afford to go to child care? Well, no, child care is outrageously expensive. What about housing? How are we doing on housing? Nobody in America can afford housing right now. Housing costs are astronomical. You want to get your kids to eat decent food and not junk food so they don't become obese? Go to the grocery store. Find out how much it costs.
He's actually making a case for Trump. Trump is for the middle class. That's why he's trying to get all these illegal immigrants out of here, because they're taking jobs away from the middle class. He's also has Bobby Kennedy in the administration to make America healthy again, which includes the kids, mainly the kids. So he's actually making a case for Trump. And it's like he doesn't even realize that. And then he talks about what Democrats could do, which he didn't answer. He's basically blamed Trump and talk about Trump being crazy. But he's on a book tour, not working. He's just selling his book, and he's not doing anything for the Democratic Party's case. He's not doing anything for the middle class and lower income earners. He's out selling his book. He's an entrepreneur, yet he talks about, on a consistent basis, billionaires, capitalists, but he's promoting his book. He's not writing that book for free. He wants to earn money from that book. So don't let these guys fool you. We'll go back to Mr. Bernie.
For decent quality food. What about rural America? Our hospitals are shutting down. So this country faces many crises. And I think a lot of working class people said, look, Trump is crazy. He lies all the time, but at least he's going to do something. Where are the Democrats? And the Democrats have got to make a very fundamental decision. Do you stand with the struggling working class, 60% of whom are living paycheck to paycheck, trying to survive? Are you prepared to take on the oligarchy?
Oh God. Okay, we're done. I can't do it no more. Yeah. And it's just crazy. All these Democrats are out and they're doing these interviews and they're complaining that Republicans aren't doing anything. They're just sitting on their asses or on vacation, where the House has already passed it. You guys are holding it hostage in the Senate. If they have 53 people in there in the Senate for Republicans, and I think 51 of them said yes, that means you just need 6, just 6 out of the 47 Democrats to say yes. No, 7. Then what do you expect? What do you expect? And my math might be wrong. So they have 51 votes. They need 9. But none of them want to say yes. They want to hold the government and the workers hostage because they want that money to go to illegal aliens. Now we're going to take a look at, this one's good too. We're going to take a look at what The View had to say. It was the one question I want you to hear, and he's going to get a little bit upset.
Be powerful, though, is if
hold on
Congress
one
didn't take their
second.
money while they were waiting. Because right now, it's hard to imagine it's incentivized. It's easier for the politicians in D.C. to go away from each other and say, we will win this way, while people are losing their paychecks. If Congress just said, we're not going to take our paychecks till we figure this out, that would be a noble step in the right direction, I would
think
say.
that's not everybody can afford to do. You got some young people there with kids there.
Either can the people that aren't getting paid, though.
You see how quickly he rejected that solution? They're not about solutions. Now, listen to what he said about the houses.
Not everybody can afford to do. You got some young people there with kids there.
Either can the people that aren't getting
He said two house, two houses. It's not the U.S. citizens' fault that these guys own two homes, and that's one of the reasons why they shouldn't get paid if the government is shut down. That's actually a very, very smart solution. If you guys can't come up with a budget, if the government shuts down, no one gets paid, including you, because you're part of the government. You don't get paid either. I guarantee you they'll be passing those bills left and right. They'll probably have it early. You know, they always wait till the last minute to negotiate these things anyway, which doesn't make any sense to me. And that's on both parties. It should be done middle of the year. You should already kind of narrow down what you guys want, what you don't want. And then by the time it comes to October 1st, it should already been ready to go. President signed. There you go.
Getting paid,
Yeah,
though.
I think
and
that's
there's
a fair
holdout.
point. I
Yeah.
think that's a fair point. But what's also a fair point is nobody I know in America can afford a doubling of their health insurance premium.
There's a
he just wants to talk about health insurance premiums. There's got to be a reason he's harping on this health insurance thing. He must be getting donations from someone. Allegedly, I don't know. This is just my opinion, just my thoughts, because he is on this all the time. So he must be getting something, because all these solutions or complaints that he has, Trump is actually attacking them, and he's trying to help the American people. So he's actually fighting for Trump when he goes on these oligarchy tours and he promotes his book that no one's really going to buy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button. Don't forget to share, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.